joining us now, the CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski, back on the program. Adam, thank you. Once again, you're always doing great work tracking down your hard-earned money. So we've heard the lies. We know they're all damn liars. But now you're tracking the cash. Who were these Russian and Chinese entities that gave these millions over the years to our American scientists and doctors like Fauci?
Well, the Russian company that we found in the database is a Russian animal vaccine maker that the Washington Post alleged was a Soviet-era bioweapons producer. Okay, then in China, you've got the Wuhan Institute for Biological Products. So they are collaborating with their neighbor, the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
Right.
They're licensing NIH inventions. These were paid for by U.S. taxpayers with our government scientists. They invented something. They're being licensed by the Wuhan Institute of Biological Products, who is a subsidiary of the Chinese Communist Party-owned Sinopharm, which was the COVID-19 Chinese vaccination company. And furthermore, those royalties are being paid on a split with scientists in executive positions at Fauci's agency. The National Institutes of Infectious Diseases has a lab called the Infectious Disease Lab, and the head of that, the two directors of that, since 2009, were receiving royalties from this Chinese company.
Wow. All right. So much to unravel. Let me back up to Russia to begin with. So you're saying that entity, which was supposed to be doing research for products for animals, actually was a front, because we know that to be true. Let's be real. Not only in Russia, look what was going on.
The Washington Post alleged that, right? The Washington Post alleged that was in their history.
Well,
needless to say, these are not, when you talk about scientists and, this is the facts regarding this Russian entity.
Yeah, well, and I don't always buy what the WAPO puts out, but I'm going to buy that one because we know that's what foreign entities do. You say it's this, right? It's all sunshine and rainbows, but behind closed doors, we're experimenting with some crazy stuff. We can't tell the world we're doing like biological weaponry work over here, just like in Ukraine. We didn't have any labs there. Yeah, we did. Same thing here. That's why Russia labels it this, but they're acting like that. The China one, though, because we know all those companies and all those research labs are connected directly to the government. That's how they work over there. It's not like America, folks, with capitalism and independent companies, that can tell the government to whatever off. They're connected. They're at the hip. So we're in bed with them, and you're telling me that they're still getting royalties today like an actor does for their movies? So these American docs are still collecting money, or is this all done now?
So, we only have the royalty payments through, I think it was March of 2020. So
Okay.
We don't have the royalty payments after March of 2020. We're still filing that request with NIH to get that. And look, we're not done with this database. And so NIH keeps caving. They have done everything to stop us getting this information to the American people. They ignored our Freedom of Information Act request. They made us sue in federal court with our legal partner, Judicial Watch. We won that, and then they slow walked over 10 months, 3,000 pages of heavily redacted disclosures. And finally, last week, we got the companies. For the first time, we now know the companies, there's over 2,019 of them in the database, that paid 2,400 of the scientists. And these companies are from not only domestically, but from around the world.
Wow. So we're not saying the payment stopped. That's all the information you received so far in your request is from 09 to 20. So there could be payments from obviously 21 till now, and those would be very interesting to see because that's when all the cash started rolling in from the vax and everything else. So I'd love to see NIH have to open their books for the last 3 years. Won't that be telling? Where does that sit right now with your request, Adam?
So it's sitting there, and we're waiting for production.
Okay. As always, man, a big thank you for tracking our cash. I know everybody right now is throwing a remote at the television or throwing their drink or whatever they're doing right now, upset with how our cash is being wasted. But folks, you got to thank Adam and his team for at least tracking it for us. Thank you, Adam.
And everyone can come to our website, download the database. We're making the entire Excel sheet accessible to everybody. You can search out the royalties. Let us know what you find.
It's openthebooks.com if you want to learn more about this investigation. And let me tell you, if you've watched this program for the last few years, you know Adam's on about every couple months tracking your cash and how they waste it at the federal level. You definitely want to log on and check this out. Adam, thank you so much, brother. Take care.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.